UK. She has conducted MDPs on strategic management at IST and workshops on leadership and total quality management at the department. She is also constantly involved with the social entrepreneurship and women empowerment through her projects with her passion for contributing to the society. She was sanctioned a project worth rupees 1.32 crores by the Ministry of Textile, Government of India, to impart training to metal craft artisans. Her other efforts at AMU include being a member of Alumni Affairs Committee, member Center for Distance and Online Education, and EC member of Women's Club AMU. Dr. Farooq is proactive in gender justice issues and was appointed a member of the Internal Complaints Committee of Aligarh Muslim University. She is also appointed as the Faculty Nodal Teacher Gender Champion Scheme sanctioned by the Ministry of Human Resource and Development, New Delhi. So we are very glad to have a very eminent person in the form of Professor Ayesha Farooq here with us. And now I would like to hand over the session to ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Jilani, for your kind words and kind introduction. So I'm thankful to you and Dr. Viswas and Dr. Sajid Jamal for contacting me and to invite here. Uh, now, I think there are the participants which I find. I've seen the list which have been sent by HRDC. So it is across the country. Many universities far from Arunachal Pradesh to other parts, I find they are representing their universities. So good afternoon, and rather now we can say going to be good evening, everyone, all of you, from my side, and let's begin. So I would be sharing the PPT as it is on the skill development under the National Education Policy, and that has been propounded by the government very recently in 2020. So for undergraduate courses, though we are not having it for MBA program, still it has its own implications for many graduate program as well as post graduation studies also. So let me share the PPT. We can be having the interactive session. So that is the way I discuss things in the class. Uh, it would not be the one-sided communication. So I hope all of you from time to time keep questioning, providing comments, and speak on any issue which you find would be relevant in this context. So I would be starting the PPT and hoping to have a nice interactive session with all of you. So give me a moment, just window I would be sharing. Is this window visible?
No, ma'am.
No,
No,
still.
ma'am.
So I think I have to go for is it now?
No, ma'am. We can't see the
No,
window as of now.
no, ma'am.
You can't see. Wait. Okay, okay, now.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible now.
It's visible now. Okay. So wait. I think I have to share this slideshow. Is it visible? But then it is not, Dr. Atif, it is not on slideshow.
Full screen, we don't have the, yes, slideshow is not there.
Yes, it is not there. So now we can have. Do we have the slideshow now? It's still
No,
on.
ma'am. Still, it is the same thing. Means the entire PPT is there.
Is it there now?
No, ma'am.
Dr. Atif, do we have it?
No, nothing is visible there. We don't.
Yes.
We can't even see that PPT.
Okay. We'll check what has happened now. If we go with entire screen, it will be a problem. Okay. Can you guide me, Dr. Rashid? Because
Ma'am, we have to go to the screen sharing and a window. The
yeah,
second tab that we have
window I am checking, and last time I presented this a few days ago.
in the Windows option, you have to just select that PPT.
Okay, then I don't know. Please give me a minute. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. No issues.
I'll take a moment. We are having the Maghrib Azan. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, you are not audible. Your mic is muted.
Okay, if I'm trying once again, I don't know why the problem is happening because it is always done in this way. So I've opened window, shared the window
Yes.
option, but then it
Ma'am,
is my
first of all,
PPT
first, ma'am, first of all, make it to be the full screen for the PPT itself.
full screen for the
Means the
PPT.
presentation mode in the PPT itself. पहले आप presentation PPT में presentation mode कर दीजिए मैम.
I think it is there.
हाँ, अब now you have to just go to the sharing and the window tab, and from the window tab select that particular presentation.
I have done it last time also. I don't know why is it happening. So I'm sorry, Dr. Atif,
No, ma'am, no issues.
for this
You can
confusion.
share the PPT on WhatsApp with me, and I would be sharing it from this side. I will try from my side.
Okay, let me, or I can share it with my Gmail, like mail also, I
Yes,
think.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's also okay.
The last time I would be doing it. There might be some technical glitch or something because
Ma'am, it happens. Sometime it happens with Gmeet.
Gmeet, yeah, I don't know because I use the same laptop every time and it is not visible
Hmm.
there in the window tab, huh?
Let me try with some other PPT from my side in terms of
Okay, so just wait for a moment.
like this PPT is visible, ma'am.
This one is visible. Yes, I see.
So I
No,
can do it
I,
from
I
my side now.
I used to do it. I don't know what is happening right now. So,
मैम पहले पीपीटी ओपन करके उसे प्रेजेंटेशन मोड में लाना होगा और उसके
नहीं
बाद आपको
वही
बस वही करना है. दो
बेसिकली
तीन
करती तो
स्टेप
मैं वही हूँ, हमेशा
है.
करती हूँ,
यस
लेकिन
यस
कुछ
मैम.
जैसे कि हो ना रहा हो कुछ भी, बिल्कुल है ना, ऐसा हो रहा है. आप लोग प्लीज आज वेट करें, आज काफी देर हो गई मुझे करते करते. हाँ,
मैम द स्क्रीन इज विजिबल नाउ.
screen is visible. But then there is one problem. I want to take it from the inbox. Here now it is not. Now the cursor is not working basically. So there is some problem with my.
Ma'am, you have selected window. Select
Now
entire
now
screen.
now I've selected window, but then whenever
So
I
select
do
entire screen. Entire
uh,
screen.
Yeah, that I will try to do, but nothing is visible.
When you will select entire screen, everything will be visible.
Okay, let me check. But then there is infinity
No, no,
window
no,
now.
dismiss it. Dismiss it.
Uh,
Now open what you want to open.
no, it's not working. There is some problem.
Minimize. Just minimize.
So एप्पल में थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट भी होता है कुछ आई डोंट नो बट देन is it there something is there not now
Just minimize it. Yeah.
I cannot minimize this now.
Open your PPT.
Hmm.
Yes, this one.
It seems that I'm just a kind of lay
No, no,
person
don't
here.
stop. Don't stop. Click on
uh,
hide. Click on hide. Hide.
okay.
Open your PPT. Now it's okay.
Now it's okay. But then I'm not able to see any one of you. Tell
Ma'am,
me.
that is a problem with Google Meet.
Yes. So that's why I want to have the window mode of presentation. But let's see. Okay. Okay, it is fine. चलिए ठीक है. So we would be talking about the skill development as introduced by Dr. Atif. I'm Ayesha Farooq, currently Dean Faculty of Management Studies and Research. And skill development is a as a concept, as an idea, as a topic is very close to my heart because over a period of time, I've seen that how can we develop as individuals, how can we contribute to the institution or to the university as individuals, as and a part of that particular institution, as a team member, as taking part in the administrative activities, and then beyond that, how can we go for the development of the society or the community. So this is something where I've seen myself growing. So I have grown over a period of time when I joined some 25 years ago as the lecturer in the Department of Business Administration. I had limited skills. I had the knowledge of different subjects which I used to deliver in the classroom. But then certain other things are also required when we go for teaching or for any kind of job. So as we are here sitting in the capacity of the academicians who are involved in teaching, their research activities, then apart from that, certain administrative activities are there. Then we have some activities pertaining to the broader society. So growth has to take place, and that growth usually is on the lines of certain skills which we develop over a period of time. Now, National Education Policy 2020 talks a lot about the skill development. So we were having skills, and those skills were helping us to contribute to the university or to develop our students. But then in this policy, there are a few points which are directly related to the skills. And the first point which I have gathered from there is that it is early exposure to skills. At the post-graduation level, which I used to teach in as MBA program, we always had this concept of skill development among the students uh, for enhancing or imparting knowledge. But this policy talks about early exposure to skills, and that is starting at a very young age. When you are in class 6, you must start talking about the skill development. Then another aspect, it talks about the internship and apprenticeship. So the policy focuses on providing different kinds of internships or sending students to internship programs and certain other hands-on experience kinds of programs. Those who are from the management faculty, in this group, they would understand that in management programs or engineering also, we send students for internships. In law courses also, there are internship programs, summer internships are there. But this policy particularly encourages all the students to go for industry visits, industry internships, etc. Then it focuses on integration of skills into mainstream education. So, for every kind of education, whether it is humanities, it is theology, it is science, it is medical, uh, we have to integrate the skill programs into the mainstream educational courses. So, at every level, at the school level, then 12th or 10 plus 2 graduation, post graduation level, at every level the government talks about adding or integrating skill development along with the mainstream education. The government has created national skill qualification framework also, so that all the universities across the country would be having similar kind of framework. So now you are sitting under the HRDC or MMT program, uh, that any a university which is organizing human resource development program is usually using the similar kind of framework. So the National Skill Qualification Framework is there, and this framework provides a clear-cut picture or a blueprint to the organizers, so that you can be associated with that framework or the qualification framework, and then start organizing different programs and develop the students so that they are able to enter the job market with the with those skills which the markets with the market demands. That is the marketability of the student would be there with the enhancement of the skills. And uh, the lifelong learning, that is, the policy promotes continuous learning throughout one's career. So whether you are at the start of your career or at the mid career or the at the fag end of the career, we consider that lifelong learning is a possibility. And at this stage of mine, when I am the dean, I still want to learn something new every day. So that, and it is the serious skill. It could be any kind of a skill that I would to learn. So though I consider myself that in a lifespan, in a career span of some 25, 26 years, I have learned many skills, but still new things are coming up. A lot of AI related skills are coming up, and that I might try to learn. So this is the idea of national education policy, that the integration of whatever you are learning in the classroom situation, that has to be integrated with certain out the class skills or within the class skills, and then these skills must be employable skills so that you are employment ready individuals. And as a teachers, it is our responsibility to make our students employment ready and environment friendly kind of uh, uh, people, person, or members of the society. Now I come to the concept of the capacity building, that is skill development is nothing else. What is this? Skill development is what? It is talking about building the capacity in and around yourself. And capacity building has many facets, it has many aspects. I see this from three perspectives. That is the individual level perspective is there, organizational or the institutional level perspective is there, and the community level or the corporate social responsibility is there. So when I say individual level, it is related to ourselves only. It is related to how can we develop uh, ourselves with respect to knowledge, skill, and attitude. How can we develop our own capacity? how can we develop our competencies. So individual level is the most important, because in today's dynamic education environment, when students have become so aware, they have a lot of knowledge, they have the latest information, they are well versed in new techniques which are there in the education system. They are having access to internet, they are having access to different kinds of softwares with which they are developing themselves outside the class. So presently, as a teacher, our responsibilities are have increased, and a lot of challenges are there before us. We have to develop ourselves first, only then we would be able to develop our students. And progressing from ourselves, the next is the organizational institutional level. In organization, we have the students and the institution both. So we have to grow and develop, we have to inculcate certain skills among our students so that they grow and develop. And then the third would be the community level, that I see from the perspective of corporate social responsibility, something which as individual or as a part of the organization can contribute towards the society. So when we come to individual level skill, two broad categories come into mind: hard skills and soft skills. And we usually talk about that in management area, and that hard skills are very important, and we all agree to that. But apart from that, we must be having certain soft skills also, because without those soft skills, we would not be able to inculcate the hard skills, or transfer the hard skills, or be able to disseminate the hard skills among the students in the uh, in an effective way, I can say. So like, as I'm not able to see all of you here, that window is not visible to me. Are you able to see me or not? Dr. Atif?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I am visible, and my PPT is also visible.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now please do tell me what I am talking about, that is hard skill and soft skills. To what extent you agree to this idea of individual level skill development? Any one of you? We have different kinds of skills. Certain hard skills, let me come to the next slide, that is hard skills we consider as those skills which are technical skills in nature, which are bare minimum to have in the job. Say for example, being a teacher, what kind of hard skills you need? Anyone from your side? Yes, please. Basically, being a teacher, what are the hard skills? Hard skills for a teacher would be the subject knowledge of that particular teaching. Do you agree? Or if you are a research person, then, or you are involved in the guiding your students, you must be having those the knowledge related to the subject, related to the research methodology, how to deal with the student. Those are certain hard skill components in any job. So hard skills are those basically which are bare minimum to be in that uh, particular job. And being the teachers, we must have the subject knowledge. It is the only thing initially when we join the job or when we join as assistant professor, this is required. Then how well do we impart that kind of knowledge? So that imparting the knowledge, the way of transferring that knowledge to the student, that falls somewhere between our hard skills and soft skills. A form of this imparting or this transferring of this knowledge of the knowledge or the communication, that is both, that is hard skill also, which is a necessity, as well as the soft skill also, that is how well do we are able to transfer the knowledge, or how much effective we are in convincing our students with whatever we are talking about. So hard skills would be there, but apart from that, certain soft skills are also there. Communication is one aspect of that, but apart from that, we have so many other things. On your screen, you see a picture. What do you see there? What do you find there? Someone please from your side, what do you find in that picture?
Slides are not moving.
Oh, so you didn't
Ma'am,
tell me.
picture is not on
It
the
is not
screen,
there?
ma'am.
Oh,
Yes,
so
ma'am, it is not there.
you didn't tell me. Uh, I'm very sorry. Why is it so? I'm moving the slides. So I will, because without this, it would not be effective. So just give me again. Why is it happening?
Ma'am, only the first page is showing on the screen.
Now is it there? Now is it visible? No?
No, ma'am.
Dr. Atif?
No, ma'am. It is still the first slide only.
Is the first slide only. Okay, you didn't tell me because I was thinking that I
No,
am communicating through that slide.
no,
So
I thought
I'm
of
doing
not
what?
interrupting you. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. So just what should I do? Can I send it on the mail?
Yes, ma'am. In case,
आप ऐसे ही करिए. Without it, it would not be the effective one. ठीक है?
okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. You send it to my email.
हाँ. एक मिनट आप वेट करें. आतिफ आप मुझे अपना मेल आईडी बताइए प्लीज.
JILANI.
JILA. हाँ, it is
And
Atif Jia. It is there.
yep.
It is. Just please share it now.
Yes, ma'am. As soon as I will receive it, I will do it.
So we would be talking about the hard and soft skills, how soft skills can enhance our hard skills also. And as an individual, when I say individual level skill development is there, it is that soft skill, which is very important. Though at this point, as I am having facing problem with the hard skill also, somehow why is it happening? I don't know. Because this is the same laptop on which I used to take this online classes and all, and the PPTs I always share. So certain glitch might be there, but still I have to see why this kind of problem is happening. This is a part of the hard skill. If I'm not able to sort out this problem, it will always create problems to me. So hard skills, we can again discuss from this perspective कि if we are facing any issue with our content, हमारे पास जो हम क्लास में सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाने जा रहे हैं, we are not having the proper content for that. तो we will not be, how can we be effective? ठीक है. तो सबसे पहले एज ए टीचर वी हैव टू सी कि the subject knowledge we have in depth. और उस सब्जेक्ट नॉलेज को एक्सेस करने के लिए और उसको एनहांस करने के लिए हमें क्या करना है, हमको अपनी सिर्फ वही टेक्स्ट बुक नहीं पढ़नी है जो कि हमने रेफर करी है क्लास में. We have to read a lot daily. In my subject I can say, okay, today if I go to take the class, though I am taking for many years the same subject, but उसको आज presently क्या हुआ in the domain of the corporates, in the domain of the industry. अगर मैं industry analysis पढ़ाने जा रही हूँ आज, तो मुझे theory तो पता है, but then I have to relate it to the specific examples. So what has happened today in the industry, that I have to read. या कोई नया concept for last 3-4 year में क्या कोई ऐसी theory है, कोई ऐसा concept है, कोई ऐसा model है that has come into that particular subject. तो हमें अपने को continuously hard skills पर upgrade करना. I hope you agree with this. और आप लोगों में से ऐसे कितने हैं जो कि after 10 years of teaching, before going to the class, just have a look कि what do we have to teach. Any input from your side? Yes.
Ma'am, slides are visible now?
It is visible. Now you can one by one you can move.
Yes, ma'am.
So yes, do it. We have discussed this. There are certain points in new education policy. Next slide. Next. Yes. So capacity building I talked about. There are certain aspects: training, learning, knowledge, etc. And then the next one, that. So I was on this individual level, that we have to ourselves upgrade. We have to develop our hard skills as well as soft skills. Next slide, please. Next. Next. Yes, this was the slide. I wanted you to look at the screen. Two pictures are there. What do you see on the left side of the picture? How do you look at it? Yes, someone from your side, please. Okay. It seems we are not able to connect well. So if you look at the left side of the picture, we find that there is a cat. Do you agree, all of you?
Yes, ma'am, we can see the cat on that side,
Yes.
and its reflection in the form of a lion.
It is in the form of the lion. So what does it mean? It means that it is the growth of the individual. Okay, it reflects the growth of the individual from a basic shy kind of individual, or that individual who is lacking in many skills, but after learning or developing the personality, or able to learn the problem solving skills, gaining the confidence over a period of time, being adaptive, and practicing on the communication, practicing on the presentation, practicing on the negotiation, and so many skills, and focusing on the personal effectiveness as well as interpersonal effectiveness. What are we going to do? We are going to transform ourselves into that person who is uh, having a good blend of different soft and hard skills. So it imparts the idea behind this pic is that uh, we may not be uh, so much developed, but if we have the self-belief, if we have the awareness that we can do it, we can transform ourselves into the lion from the cat. So it is the idea of the developing yourself. And how can you do that? You can do that. Next slide would be there. Next slide would be needed. That is an aspect of the self-discovery. So certain soft skills you can develop among yourself, so that you feel like a person who has achieved something. The person who has identified his or her self-concept, who has got the idea that what kind of personality do I possess, what are my strong points, what are not my so much strong points, and how can I do away with those not so strong points. So it is identifying the key aspects of your own self, key aspect of oneself. It is creating the personal effectiveness. It is creating the interpersonal effectiveness. So next slide I would need. When we say personal effectiveness, you might have heard about this. Many of you might be knowing this window that is known as the Johari window. That is an aspect of personality with which we can develop ourselves and then try to be effective in various domains of our career and life. So this Johari window talks about cursor is visible? No, cursor would not be.
Cursor won't be visible
There are
because
not,
I'm present.
cursor won't be visible. Yes, I understand. So every individual has certain aspects of his or her which are known to the individual only, but not known to the others. So on the upper hand side, you would be seeing that things known to self and things not known to self. And then on the vertical axis, you see things known to others and things not known to others. So when we club things known to self and things known to others, that is some kind of aspect of our personality which is visible to everyone. That we say is the open area. And from this open area only, we perform. From this open area only, we try to reach to others, we interact with others, we reach to our students, we be there in the classroom. So this is open area aspect with which we communicate with other people, so that everyone knows that what are the our strengths of ours. Then there are certain aspects of ourselves which we do not know, which we are blind, just blind. We don't know. Those significant others who are there with you, your colleagues, your superiors, your juniors, they might be telling you that this particular thing of yourself needs to be developed. So that would be an area in your soft skill development or in personality development that you have to work upon. So that's why you would be seeing if feedback is given there. Is that arrow is visible? Feedback. And then if you try to get feedback from others, you will be reducing your blind area and opening your open area. Okay. And then another aspect of ours is there. We do not share many a type of things with others. Sometimes we are not feeling well, but we go to the college, we go to the institute, and our performance is not so good. Sometimes we are facing other kinds of problems which impact our present job, present work, or so these not telling to others, not sharing your problems with others, not sharing certain aspects of your personality which are impacting you negatively, that is known as the hidden area. and that is something you are closing yourself, you are shielding yourself, you are not coming out of your comfort zone. So if that is the situation, again your performance is impacted. So you must be sharing also. If you share certain things, say for example, uh, in your research, you are not having that kind of depth in your research methodology, but just fear that if I tell others that I want to go for this particular course because I do not know much idea about the research design or something like that, so what they will think, what my colleagues will think, that after 10 years I do not know this kind. Or if you have some problems with certain technical aspects of the job, some softwares are there which you cannot handle well, so you do not share it with others just for the fear of what they will think about it. So it should not happen. The only idea here is that you should try to get the feedback, and you should try to share whatever you were hiding so far. So by doing these two things, sharing and feedback, what will happen, your open area, that aspect of your personality which is visible to everyone, where people, from that aspect you communicate with others, you deal with others, you deal with your students, that would be more open, that would be broad, and your personal effectiveness will increase. So one aspect to increase your personal effectiveness is work upon yourself. I don't know how many of you work upon yourself at this level. Say, for example, I work upon myself. I worked upon myself. If I know okay, on a particular day, if this situation arises, I might not be that much effective. So I try to look that situation, analyze that situation, so that next time when that thing happens, I'm effective in that situation. So I try to do right now also. How many of you do it? How many of you try to introspect, try to look into yourself to enhance your personal effectiveness? Anyone from your side would talk about something, your personal experience? No?
Pardon, ma'am?
uh, I'm talking about Johari window. That is a way of personal effectiveness. How can we be more effective? When we become open, when we get feedback and work upon that, and when we share, which we never shared earlier. So with this, our open area increases. I want to know, like every individual, as skill development is a lifelong learner, we can develop any skill at any point of time, and we can develop personal skills also at any point of time. Okay, so I wanted to know, okay, you are in that profession, all of you are in that profession, the teachers, where this continuous growth is required, where you have to be personally effective. So how many of you uh, often introspect, often look into this aspect, try to get some feedback from your friends कि what things are there जो मैं अच्छी करता हूँ, जो मैं उतनी अच्छी नहीं करता हूँ, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, या अपनी if you have any problem or if you have any deficiency in any of your skill, आप उसको share करें अपने friends से, so that you are able to grow. मैं ये पूछना चाह रही थी कि how whether
Yes,
to
ma'am.
do it or not, basically.
Ma'am, not with the peer group or the faculty members, but last month I have been in a discussion with my students who are the students of BLLB first year.
Okay.
And ma'am, they were saying that my concepts are clear and I taught them very precisely and in a very good way. But my speed is fast while I'm teaching in the class. So from that feedback, I reduced my speed of teaching. And then after 1 week, I had a discussion with the students. Now, at that time, they said that you have decreased your speed in teaching, and now they are getting everything in a very good manner.
Okay, yes, this is very interesting, Saurabh, because
Yes,
feedback is
ma'am.
of two kind. एक तो वो जो आजकल प्रोफार्मा चल गया है ना, मैं उस फीडबैक की, वो ठीक है, ओके, दैट फीडबैक इज फाइन, लेकिन जो
Yes,
आप
ma'am.
बता रहे हैं, इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. और बीइंग ए टीचर, दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फीडबैक विच यू कैन हैव, क्योंकि यू
Thank
आर
you, ma'am.
ग्रोइंग देम. हम जब ये बात करते हैं कि पर्सनल ग्रोथ एंड इंस्टीट्यूशनल ग्रोथ, तो इंस्टीट्यूशनल ग्रोथ में आपके स्टूडेंट्स नेचुरली आते हैं. So this is the most important aspect of any teacher's life. So when you are in the classroom and your teachers, you go forward, like you seek their feedback. Students को तो हर वक्त पता होता है, but they don't give feedbacks. ठीक है,
Yes,
हर एक को
ma'am.
नहीं देते हैं. But when you are open, when you are ready to listen to them, that is the most important thing with which you can grow. अगर आपने यहाँ पे अपने को शट डाउन कर लिया है, आपने अपना जो मेंटल मेकअप है उसको क्लोज कर लिया है कि हम व्हाटएवर वी आर डूइंग, वी आर, अच्छा करें बुरा करें, लेकिन हमें ये लगता है कि वी आर द बेस्ट, दैट इज द लाइक फूलेस्ट थिंग आई विल से टू बी डन. तो आपको हमेशा फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम आपको इसी मूड में रहना है कि अपने स्टूडेंट से पूछते रहना है कि डू यू नीड एनी काइंड ऑफ चेंज इन माय वे ऑफ टीचिंग. और जो आपने बात कही कि फास्ट, यस, if you work on that, you will be able to resolve that issue, and you are saying that you were able to resolve that issue, so this is skill development. तो यहाँ जो मेरा फोकस है on skill development is this, when it is converted into some kind of action. Okay, any other like anecdote or something, or some experience from someone else?
हाँ मैम, सुन पा रहे हैं कि मैम?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, ओके मिस्टर मंडल.
हाँ मैम, तो मैम जो जब भी मैं क्लास में जाता हूँ तो ऐसा चीज कोई पढ़ाता हूँ, तो मैम कोई लिटरेचर का विषय है तो जिसमें स्टोरी टेलिंग पद्धति उस तरफ यूज नहीं होते, उस तरफ देखते हैं मैम कोई स्टूडेंट ठीक से समझ नहीं पा रहा है, लेकिन उसका अटेंशन उस तरफ नहीं रहता है. उस तरफ मैम क्या करना चाहिए मैम, थोड़ा सा बताए तो अच्छा होगा.
You are into literature, आपका जो स्ट्रीम है, सब्जेक्ट है, लिटरेचर है.
मैम मेरा सब्जेक्ट संस्कृत है.
अच्छा,
मैं
संस्कृत है. वेरी
हाँ.
डिफिकल्ट सब्जेक्ट्स. आई हैव आल्सो रेड दैट टिल 10th, क्लास 10. तो डिफिकल्ट है, बट अच्छा लगता था. ओके, तो संस्कृत इज फ्रॉम विच यूनिवर्सिटी यू आर, मिस्टर मंडल?
मैम मैं कल्याणी यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर जो पांचवी होरीबादा गोलीबाला कॉलेज है उसी के मैं काम
कल्याणी
करता हूँ.
यूनिवर्सिटी. ओके
हाँ.
ओके, कल्याणी. ग्रेजुएशन में बेसिकली संस्कृत जो है, या कोई भी फॉर दैट मैटर एनी लैंग्वेज, जब आप लैंग्वेज की बात कर रहे हैं तो आपको थोड़ा सा उसमें खुद को व्हाट शुड इमर्स कर देना है. बेसिकली आपको वही वो लेकर अपना प्रोनाउंसिएशन लेकर आना है, आपको वही अपना टोन लेकर आना है. वॉइस मॉड्यूलेटिंग हैज टू बी एज पर दैट. और स्टोरी टेलिंग में आपको थोड़ा सा थिएट्रिक्स की, थोड़ा सा लाइक जो उसको कहते हैं ना कि आर्ट एक्टिंग काइंड ऑफ थिंग इज आल्सो रिक्वायर्ड. मुझे तो ये लगता है कि जो लिटरेचर के टीचर्स आर एबल टू डू इट, कि वो उसको थोड़ा सा अपने को बिल्कुल उसी कैरेक्टर में या उसी सिचुएशन में इमर्स कर लेते हैं, ढाल लेते हैं, मे बी इसको, अगर हम इसको इस तरह कहें. तो अगर आप संस्कृत लिटरेचर पढ़ा रहे हैं एंड यू आर टेकिंग इनका शाकुंत उनका कालिदास का आप
अभिज्ञान शकुंतलम.
हाँ, अभिज्ञान शकुंतलम अगर आप पढ़ा रहे हैं तो आपको जो इसमें प्रोटोगोनिस्ट है, अब मुझे नाम याद नहीं आ रहा, जो द प्रिंसेस एंड द प्रिंस टू आर देयर, तो आप उनका जब पाठ पढ़ा रहे हैं तो थोड़ा सा उसी सिनेरियो में उसमें ढलकर बात करें तो वुड बी बेटर। आपको
हाँ
इसमें बहुत
मैम,
प्रैक्टिस
भरत
तो
और
करनी पड़ेगी। हाँ, भरत एंड
दुष्मंत शकुंतला।
शकुंतला, शकुंतला है ना। तो अगर आप भरत एंड शकुंतला, जब दो आपने अलग अलग आप पैसेज पढ़ा रहे हैं, अगर आप भरत को पढ़ाते वक्त भी, भरत के डायलॉग्स के वक्त भी और शकुंतला के डायलॉग्स के वक्त भी एक ही तरह बोलेंगे, इट विल नॉट बी इफेक्टिव। आई होप यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड।
डिफरेंस होना चाहिए।
Yes, it has to be different. You have to, when you are talking, like when you are delivering the dialogues of Shakuntala, थोड़ा सा तो आपको ड्रामा और थिएट्रिक्स का भी एक काइंड ऑफ, और उसको आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं। आप ये कहेंगे कि हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल नाउ एट दिस स्टेज। आप उसको प्रैक्टिस करिए धीरे धीरे, आप उसको ज्यादा टाइम दीजिए। सो वर्क ऑन दैट। जब आपको अगर जाना है, आप धीरे धीरे प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो आपको कम से कम मेजर जो रोल्स हैं, मेजर जो कैरेक्टर्स हैं, उनके उनकी फ्रॉम विच माइंडसेट दे वर टॉकिंग अबाउट, उसको अगर आप अपने अंदर ले आएंगे तो आपको उसे उसी वे में कन्वे कर। लिटरेचर
धन्यवाद मैम।
फॉर दैट मैटर इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, क्योंकि ये चीजें हम लोगों का, एटलीस्ट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सम कॉन्सेप्ट एंड थ्योरी वेयर दिस पर्सन स्पेसिफिक थिंग इज नॉट देयर, तो हम लोगों को इतनी मुश्किल नहीं होती। बट देन इन लिटरेचर इट हैज टू बी, और द टीचर हैज टू डेवलप वन सेल्फ, और पर्टिकुलरली यहाँ आपको सॉफ्ट एस्पेक्ट्स जो हैं बहुत डेवलप करने पड़े। ठीक है, नॉलेज होते हुए भी
थैंक यू मैम।
आपको थोड़ा ज्यादा आगे जाना पड़ता है। तो डॉक्टर आतिश, प्लीज मूव द स्लाइड। डॉक्टर आतिश।
Yes, ma'am. I
Yes.
have changed the slide.
So, one aspect of effectiveness, soft skills है personal effectiveness. लेकिन in organizations, you are not just as individual, you are there in certain dyadic relationship. आप दूसरों से बात कर रहे हैं, you are in touch with others, you are with your students. So interpersonal effectiveness, or how do you deal with colleagues, how do you deal with your seniors, क्यों conflicts हो जाते हैं, why are there a lot of arguments on a simple issue, वो क्यों होता है, that is interpersonal effectiveness. अगर आप ये समझ लें कि in the organization setup you have to be logical, you have to be rational, you have to be analytical. हमारे इंटरपर्सनल पर्सनालिटी और डायमेंशन, देयर आर मैनी डायमेंशंस, जिसको हम पेरेंट, एडल्ट एंड चाइल्ड के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बात करते हैं, जो कि हमारा अपना एक पेरेंट होता है, हमारा अपना एक एडल्ट होता है, हमारा अपना इनर चाइल्ड होता है। आई एम ऑल दिस टॉकिंग अबाउट इन वन सेल्फ। तो इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल सेटअप में हमें ज्यादा इमोशनल होकर काम नहीं करना। इमोशनल इन द सेंस कि जब हम दूसरे से बात कर रहे हैं तो हमें अपने वॉइस को रेज नहीं करना है, आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव पोजीशंस में नहीं आना है। अगर इफ वी आर विद आवर स्टूडेंट्स, हमें उनसे एडल्ट लेवल पे डिस्कस करना है, ना कि पेरेंट एंड चाइल्ड के लेवल पे। दे आर एडल्ट देमसेल्व्स, दे नो देयर गुड एंड बैड। कम से कम ग्रेजुएशन में जब स्टूडेंट आ जाते हैं या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन में आ जाते हैं तो नाउ दे आर एडल्ट। 12th क्लास तक की टीचिंग इसीलिए इज डिफरेंट, एंड आफ्टर दैट इन यूनिवर्सिटी टीचिंग इज डिफरेंट। वहां पर आपको यू आर डीलिंग विद दोज एडल्ट्स हु अंडरस्टैंड के व्हाट इज गुड फॉर देम। सो उसी लेवल पर आप डील कीजिए। आप जब दूसरों के साथ डील कर रहे हैं तो आपको एम्पैथिक होने की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है। एम्पैथी, आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड, it is the concept which says that कि put yourself in the shoes of others. अगर before criticizing your colleague, just think कि वो इस वक्त किस तरह से फील कर रहा है, या before criticizing और reprimanding your students, just put yourself at this position कि अगर कोई स्टूडेंट जो है वो क्लासरूम में देर से आया है, what is the reason for that? कभी कभी इमरजेंसीज होती हैं और हम उसको इग्नोर कर देते हैं, कभी कभी स्टूडेंट्स के साथ प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं, हम उसको इग्नोर कर देते हैं। इफ इट इज कभी कभी है, इट इज फाइन, लेकिन अगर इट बिकम्स योर स्टाइल एज ए टीचर, इट बिकम्स योर स्टाइल कि आप स्टूडेंट्स की को समझने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हैं कि व्हाट डू दे वांट टू से, तो प्रॉब्लम्स होनी शुरू हो जाए, फिर आपकी टीचिंग भी उससे कहीं ना कहीं इम्पैक्टेड हो। अगर आप अपने कलीग्स के साथ पर्टिकुलरली यही यही चीज रखते हैं कि यू डू नॉट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड देम, क्योंकि उनका एक अपना व्यू पॉइंट है, they have their own understanding, they are also logical and rational, और आप भी हैं। लेकिन अगर आप ये कहते हैं कि सिर्फ मैं ही सही कर रहा हूँ, आई एम ऑलवेज राइट, आई एम ऑलवेज लॉजिकल, तो आपका जो इंटरपर्सनल इफेक्टिवनेस है ये नहीं हो। Would anyone talk about this from his or her experience on this aspect? That is, how can you get along with others in the organizational setup? अपने colleague से, अपने junior teacher से, अपने senior teacher से, या अपने chairman, HOD, director, क्यों problems हो जाती हैं? What have you ever had that kind of situation? और अगर हुई तो how did you resolve? Is there someone who can talk about this? Yes?
नमस्ते मैम।
नमस्ते।
यस, तो आप जो एम्पैथी के बारे में बोला, तो वही हम बोल रहे थे। एज ए डिसेबल पर्सन आई एम, सो आई फील दैट स्पेशली इन माय कॉलीग्स एंड चेयरपर्सन, तो वो जो एम्पैथी है ये नहीं समझते। जस्ट लुक एट सिंपैथी, बट मैं सिंपैथी नहीं लेना चाहती हूँ, मैं एम्पैथी करती हूँ, जो वही जगह रह के समझने के लिए। मगर ये हम लोग का सोसाइटी में मुझे एज ए पर्सन मैं फील कर सकती हूँ, देख रही हूँ कि इसमें थोड़ा डिफिकल्टीज है। हम लोग ऊंचे ऊंचे जो मानुष है उसके ऊपर ही हम देख रहे हैं, वेल एजुकेटेड पर्सन, दे हैव नो एम्पैथी,
they have no understanding, or they do not give any thought to the feelings of others. अगर देंगे तो फिर वो उसको सिंपैथाइज करने लगेंगे, एम्पैथाइज नहीं करेंगे। दैट इज के अगर मेरे साथ ये हो रहा होता तो मुझे अपनी सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट भी रखनी है ना। आप जैसे ही सिंपैथाइज करते हैं तो समवेयर यू आर डेंटिंग दी सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट ऑफ द अदर पार्टी, है ना। सो वी डोंट लाइक एनी पर्सन, कोई भी, आप जो अपनी बात कर रही हैं यहाँ पर, यू और एनी पर्सन, कोई भी स्टूडेंट भी है, मैं तो स्टूडेंट की बात कर रही हूँ, he or she yes doesn't want that, है ना। हमें तो उसके कॉन्टेक्स्ट में भी देखना है। यस, मोहम्मद अली साहब, want to say something?
Yes,
nothing.
Okay, so empathy is very important, है ना। और हम जब कभी बात करते हैं ना कि इमोशनल कोशेंट की बात करते हैं, हम ये बात करते हैं कि वी मस्ट हैव सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट, और हमें वी मस्ट हैव हाई सेल्फ बिलीफ के सेल्फ वर्थ, बट एट द सेम टाइम वी मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड द वर्थ ऑफ अदर्स ऑल्सो। सिर्फ हमें काबिल नहीं है, दूसरा हमसे ज्यादा काबिल हो सकता है। ओके, अगर आप इस बात को समझते हैं तो मेरा ख्याल है आप बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स को लाइक डू अवे, यू कैन डू अवे विद मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स। वो प्रॉब्लम्स कभी आएंगी ही नहीं इफ यू आर फ्लेक्सिबल। यहाँ पर डॉक्टर आतिफ और डॉक्टर निगमानंद विश्वास अगर इफ ही इज देयर बैठे हैं तो वो भी समझेंगे कि माय स्टाइल ऑफ टीचिंग, अगर आतिफ ने तो मेरे स्टूडेंट रहे हैं, या नाउ द स्टाइल ऑफ लीडरशिप व्हिच आई एम हैविंग, आई थिंक मैं वही कह रही हूँ यहाँ पे जो मैं करती हूँ। मैं कुछ ऐसा नहीं कह रही यहाँ पे,
especially at the centers.
Yes.
And that is basically because of the sympathetic attitude of yours.
Yes. तो एक तो वही हो गया कि whatever you preach you do, या whatever you say you do। तो यहाँ पे जो बात मैं आपसे कह रही हूँ कि आपको दूसरों को समझना चाहिए, मैं वो चीज करती हूँ। एंड डॉक्टर आतिफ इज लाइक कैन वाउच फॉर मी, क्योंकि इनके साथ हमारा इंटरेक्शन ऐसे ही है फॉर ऑल द सेंटर्स। तो मैं इसी तरह प्रैक्टिस, मेरी दिस इज माय लीडरशिप स्टाइल। तो मैं वही बात कह रही हूँ जो मैं करती हूँ, कि दूसरों को समझना है, आपकी प्रॉब्लम भी हो सकती है, और एज ए टीचर मैं आपसे भी कहूंगी कि आपके स्टूडेंट्स की प्रॉब्लम भी हो सकती है, तो हमें वो चीज भी समझनी होती है। सो इफ यू डू इट एंड इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू चेंज। एक बात मैं और आपको बता दूं, डॉक्टर शुक्ला आपने जो बात कही, तो आपके जो एचओडी हैं या जो भी है सीनियर, उनके लिए ये प्रैक्टिस करना बहुत मुश्किल है, लेकिन इफ ही गेट्स द फीडबैक कि आपकी ये प्रॉब्लम है, जो हमने अभी पर्सनल इफेक्टिवनेस में बात कही थी, अगर वो उस फीडबैक पे काम करते हैं एंड ही ट्राइज टू चेंज हिमसेल्फ, हिज इंटरपर्सनल इफेक्टिवनेस will also change. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
है ना? तो ये जो पर्सनल इफेक्टिवनेस और इंटरपर्सनल इफेक्टिवनेस है, दीज आर रिलेटेड टू ईच अदर। और ये क्या है? दीज आर सर्टेन एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ सॉफ्ट स्किल्स। हमें इसके लिए करना क्या है? हमें इसके लिए अपना वे ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन अच्छा करना है। एक तो हो गया नॉलेज बेस्ड या कंटेंट बेस्ड कम्युनिकेशन, वो हार्ड स्किल का पार्ट है, लेकिन हम बोलते कैसे हैं अपने फ्रेंड से, हम अपने जूनियर से बात कैसे करते हैं, हमारा वॉइस टोन कैसा होता है, हमारा एटीट्यूड क्या होता है उस वक्त में। हम उनसे अगर कुछ कह रहे होते हैं तो क्या हमारे दिमाग में ये तो नहीं होता कि आई वांट टू टीच द पर्सन ए लेसन? ये नहीं होना चाहिए। अगर हम उन्हें कोई बात बता रहे हैं, हम उन्हें फीडबैक दे रहे हैं, हम उनसे डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं, तो ये नहीं होना चाहिए आई एम द हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट, सो आई एम सुप्रीम एंड आई कैन टीच दैट पर्सन ए लेसन। ये फीलिंग नहीं होनी चाहिए, जो कि आई से कि as soon as any teacher becomes the chairperson of the department, suddenly the attitude changes. ये नहीं होना चाहिए। जो आप हैं वो यू आर देयर एज एन इंडिविजुअल, और वो आप आपको चाहे कोई पोजीशन मिल जाए, with whatever power you get that position, you become the chairperson, you become the dean, you become the director, you become the vice chancellor. आपका वो जो पर्सनालिटी है उसको चेंज नहीं करना चाहिए। Only if you are able to do it, then you are the real person. और जैसे ही चेयरपर्सन बने, हमारा एटीट्यूड बदल गया। अब सारे टीचर्स को हम जो चाहें कह दें, इट शुड नॉट है, क्योंकि आप लोगों में से बहुत होंगे जो कि मे बी विल गेट दीज पोजीशंस सूनर और लेटर। तो मेरी आपसे एक यही एडवाइस हो सकती है, बीइंग ए वेरी सीनियर पर्सन इन दिस फील्ड, कि नेवर चेंज योर एटीट्यूड, ऑलवेज हैव द पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड। सबसे पहले तो आपकी पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग एंड पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड होना चाहिए, एंड नेवर चेंज योर एटीट्यूड when you get some kind of power. You are just an individual who is to perform his or her duty as per the responsibility. कहीं भी उसमें पावर पोजीशन नहीं आनी चाहिए। एंड देयर इज वन क्वेश्चन कि मैम विच इज द बेस्ट लीडरशिप स्टाइल? देखिए, अगर मैं अपने को अपना मेरा एग्जाम्पल हो, डॉक्टर आतिफ भी बता सकते हैं कि मेरा लीडरशिप स्टाइल बेसिकली इज दी डेमोक्रेटिक स्टाइल ऑफ लीडरशिप। मेरा स्टाइल ये है कि यस, बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ बीइंग दी सीनियर, मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें पता हैं जो मेरे जूनियर्स को नहीं पता होंगी, जो मेरे जूनियर्स को नहीं आती हैं, लेकिन वो दे विल आल्सो लर्न व्हेन दे विल रीच और गेन सम एक्सपीरियंस। तो यहाँ मेरा लीडरशिप स्टाइल यही है कि सपोर्ट देम, गाइड देम, पॉजिटिव न्यूट्रल फीडबैक आप उन्हें दीजिए, आप उन्हें बताइए, आप उसे डिस्क्राइब कीजिए, सिचुएशन को डिस्क्राइब कीजिए, एवेल्युएटिव मत बनिए। ये मत कहिए कि तुमने ये गलत किया, तुमने ये ऐसा किया। देयर इज अ डिफरेंस। जिन्होंने भी ये क्वेश्चन अभी लिखा था, आई थिंक संबयाल, है ना, एनु संबयाल।
यस मैम, इट्स डॉक्टर इनू संबयाल।
हाँ, डॉक्टर इनू संबयाल। तो मेरा ख्याल है आप इस चीज को, जो मैंने अभी बात कही कि इफ यू वांट टू गिव फीडबैक टू योर जूनियर, या आप अपने स्टूडेंट से कोई चीज बताना चाह रहे हैं कि आप एज ए क्लास आर नॉट डूइंग वेल, तो वो आप उस सिचुएशन को डिस्क्राइब कीजिए। और लीडरशिप स्टाइल तो आपका जूनियर सीनियर के साथ आता है, तो उसमें आप अपने कलीग्स को उनकी जो भी उनकी प्रॉब्लम रही है, ये जो भी उन्होंने किया है, उसको गलत और सही करके ना करें कि यू हैव डन दिस रॉन्ग। पहले आप उस सिचुएशन को डिस्क्राइब करें कि इस तरह से हुआ। अब आप खुद ही बताइए कि व्हाट आर द चांसेस ऑफ, मतलब इसमें और बेटरमेंट की क्या चांसेस, और उसमें आपको अपना गुस्सा नहीं करना है। आपको उसमें ऐसा भी नहीं करना है कि आप मुंह से तो या अच्छी बातें बोल रहे हैं लेकिन फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस आपके गुस्से वाले हैं।
हाँ बिल्कुल।
इनर फीलिंग गुस्से की नहीं होनी चाहिए। दैट इज द बेस्ट लीडरशिप स्टाइल, है ना। और वो आप, यू कैन नॉट फेक दैट। अगर आपका ये लीडरशिप स्टाइल है तो 2 साल के उसमें आपका या 3 इयर्स की उसमें आपका थोड़े दिन बाद ही समझ आ जाएगा कि व्हाट इज योर लीडरशिप।
वो ट्रू नेचर मैम, दैट विल कम
ट्रू
आउट।
नेचर, हाँ, थोड़े दिन आप शायद कर सकते हो लेकिन बहुत लंबे टाइम तक आप नहीं कर सकते। तो आपके कोलीग्स, एक जेन्युइन लीडरशिप स्टाइल होना चाहिए। कुछ लोग जो होते हैं वो थोड़ा सा सख्त होते हैं, ओके दैट इज फाइन, लेकिन वो फिर इनजस्टिस इन, लाइक एक पैरिटी इन ट्रीटमेंट होना चाहिए, जस्टिस टुवर्ड्स एवरीवन होना चाहिए। अगर आप थोड़े से सख्त भी हैं, मैं मानती हूँ कि होते हैं बहुत से लोग, एंड यू कैन नॉट चेंज, तो कम से कम एक चीज फॉलो कर लीजिए कि वो आपका वट एवर स्टाइल इज देयर, इट इज फॉर एवरीवन। ऐसा ना हो कि आप कुछ लोगों को तो बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट दे दें और कुछ लोगों को आप हमेशा क्रिटिकल करें।
जी
ये नहीं चलेगा, ये बिल्कुल। तो
सुनो सबकी और लाइक करो अपना एनालाइज करके।
हाँ, होता है, बहुत से लोगों का स्टाइल होता है। अब मैं ये कहूँ कि आप सडनली चेंज हो जाइए तो इट इज नॉट, टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक एंड लाइक रियलिस्टिक अगर हम होते हैं, लेकिन कम से कम प्लीज डू नॉट क्रिएट डिवाइड्स। ये जो अपने फेवरेट्स के साथ क्लोज डोर मीटिंग्स होती हैं, अवॉइड दैट। बायस नहीं होना चाहिए आपको। तो इस तरह की नेचुरली आपकी अपनी एक टीम होती है, हर हेड की, चेयरपर्सन की अपनी एक टीम होती है, लेकिन उस दूसरों को ये ना लगे कि सिर्फ यही सारा काम करते हैं। आप सबको थोड़ी सी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी शेयर करें, इक्वल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी शेयर करें। अब आप शेयर करेंगे तो वो आपके एक्सपेक्टेशंस पे खरे भी उतरेंगे। दे विल ट्राई टू वैलिडेट योर एक्सपेक्टेशंस। हमारे मैनेजमेंट में बड़ी अच्छी कॉन्सेप्ट है, सेल्फ फुलफिलिंग प्रोफेसी। Have you heard about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. Basically, it has been taken from the Greek mythology. Greek mythology में एक स्कल्पटर था जिसने एक स्टैचू बनाया एक लेडी का, बहुत फेमस है ये mythology का ये पार्ट। और he kept looking at that और thinking कि किसी दिन ये स्टैचू जो है will become alive, and it became that converted into the lady। ठीक है, तो इससे अ मैनेजमेंट फिलॉसफी, अ मैनेजमेंट कॉन्सेप्ट हैज बीन ड्राइव्ड कि सेल्फ फुलफिलिंग प्रोफेसी, व्हिच इज कि इफ यू थिंक अदर्स कैन डू इट, दे विल ट्राई टू वैलिडेट योर बिलीफ। अगर आप सोचते हैं कि आपके जूनियर्स, आपके कलीग्स, आपके स्टूडेंट्स इस काम को कर सकते हैं, तो वो अपने पूरा एफर्ट्स लगाएंगे जिससे कि वो आपकी बात को सही साबित कर सकें। This is one of the leadership style. So,
with the motivation we can do.
Put the motivation. आप उनसे कहिए, आप अपने gesture से शो करिए, आप अपने attitude से शो करिए। Put belief in their capabilities. मैंने शुरू में कहा था जब हम अपने को मिरर में देखते हैं तो हम सेल्फ बिलीफ की तो बात करते हैं, हम सेल्फ एफिकेसी की बात करते हैं, साइमल्टेनियसली हमें दूसरों की वर्थ को भी ध्यान में रखना। दे आर आल्सो केपेबल। सो दिस इज बेस्ट लीडरशिप स्टाइल। डॉक्टर आतिफ, वो स्लाइड कहीं चली गई, मुझे थोड़ा सा और उसमें आगे, मैं जल्दी से आगे बढ़ती हूँ।
Thank you so much.
Actually, I'm facing an internet issue here because we had a raining heavily this time around. I'm trying to connect, ma'am.
ओके, कोई बात नहीं, जब हो जाता है तो ये हमारा इंडिविजुअल लेवल डेवलपमेंट। ओके, अब हम आते हैं दूसरे पार्ट पे। सारा देखिए, असली फोकस जो है सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट, अगर आप इंडिविजुअली ग्रो कर लिया आपने स्किल डेवलपमेंट कर लिया, देन यू विल कंट्रीब्यूट टू द इंस्टीट्यूशन। ठीक है, तो आप अपने स्टूडेंट्स को जो है वो डेवलप करेंगे एंड इंस्टीट्यूशन को डेवलप करेंगे। जब हम ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल लेवल पे आते हैं तो कुछ हमें एज ए टीम, एज ए डिपार्टमेंट, एज ए यूनिवर्सिटी, हमें ये देखना है कि व्हाट आर दी डिमांड्स फ्रॉम द एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट। जैसे कि अब यूजीसी बहुत सी डिमांड्स रखती है यूनिवर्सिटी के ऊपर, है ना। बहुत सारे अब डायरेक्टिव्स आ रहे हैं फ्रॉम द हायर एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्री कि आपको इस तरह करना है, आपको ऐसे लाइक एनवायरनमेंट रिलेटेड एक्टिविटीज करनी है, आपको कैपेसिटी डेवलपमेंट करना है। नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में भी मैनी डायरेक्टिव्स आर देयर। देन देयर आर सर्टेन डायरेक्टिव्स रिलेटेड टू द विकसित भारत, शिक्षित भारत करके, या शिक्षित भारत विकसित भारत कॉन्सेप्ट इज आल्सो देयर। तो ये दिस वी कंसिडर एज द एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस। हाउ वेल डू यू टेक those external forces and develop and try to respond to that? वो आप कैसे कर सकते हैं? You can do that अपने आप स्ट्रेंथ एज ए यूनिवर्सिटी, एज ए डिपार्टमेंट, एज ए टीम। आप अपने स्ट्रेंथ्स आइडेंटिफाई कीजिए कि आपके जो टीचर्स हैं उनका नॉलेज बेस कितना है, उनकी रिसर्च एक्टिविटीज क्या हैं, उनके whether they are getting the projects or not, what are their other extra activities out of the department या academics के बाहर, communicating with others, दूसरी जगह जाके participate करना, MDPs में participate करना, something like that. So many activities are there. So basically at organizational level we have to see what are those key performing और की स्ट्रेटेजिक इश्यूज, वो कौन से इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं जिसमें हमें अपने को डेवलप करना है एज एन इंस्टीट्यूशन। ओके, दैट इज द एस्पेक्ट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल लेवल डेवलपमेंट। हम यहीं से अपनी स्ट्रेंथ एंड डेवलप करेंगे। वी विल डेवलप आवर कोर कॉम्पिटेंसीज एंड वी विल डू अवे विद आवर वीकनेसेस। अगर आपके डिपार्टमेंट में यू फाइंड के मोस्ट ऑफ द टीचर्स आर नॉट पब्लिशिंग इन स्कोपस बेस्ड जर्नल्स, तो आप उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं? आप उसके लिए यू कैन मोटिवेट योर कलीग्स, you can motivate your juniors to work with you, to work with others, so that they are also able to get the publications and it will become the strength of the organization. अगर आपको ये लगता है कि many of the teachers have not got the projects, ICSR, many other bodies are there, many ministries are there which are providing projects of different nature. तो अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि they are not doing it, just guide them, support them, tell them what is to be done, what are the possibilities there. So in this way you would be developing your institution. और इसी से हम थर्ड एस्पेक्ट पर आते हैं, that is the community development, जिसको मैंने लिखा कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। अभी शायद एक यहाँ इस पे वो एक मैसेज भी था कि व्हाट इज CSR। बेसिकली CSR इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ एनी कॉर्पोरेशन। और हम भी आजकल एजुकेशन सिस्टम जो है इट इज ऑल्सो एक कंपनी, हम एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन तो हैं, हम एक इंस्टीट्यूशन तो हैं। सो दैट इज आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एज ए लर्नड मेंबर्स ऑफ द सोसाइटी के वी डू समथिंग फॉर द कम्युनिटी। ठीक है, हमें कम्युनिटी के लिए वी हैव टू डू समथिंग फॉर द कम्युनिटी। डॉक्टर आतिफ ऐसा करें कि थोड़ा सा नीचे आए इसमें। अब मैं हाँ इससे भी नेक्स्ट इसको भी आगे बढ़ा दीजिए। अब ये हम ऑर्गेनाइज कम्युनिटी पर आ जाते हैं। तो एक मिनट इसको रुक, एक मिनट, इससे पहले वाली स्लाइड। यस, अभी मैं आप ये बात कर रही थी कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशनल लेवल पे, तो जो मैंने कहा था कि की स्ट्रेटेजिक फैक्टर्स, वो कौन से की फैक्टर्स फॉर सक्सेस हैं, वो आपको खुद ही आइडेंटिफाई करने पड़ेंगे। और वो व्हाट आर दोज स्किल्स which you can develop at the organizational level so that you are not landing up in the strategic myopia. strategic myopia is what? It is the willingness to reject unfamiliar or negative information. मैंने अभी अभी आपसे बताया था कि यूजीसी की बहुत सारी डिमांड्स हैं आजकल. हायर एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्री जो है, इट इज डिमांडिंग मैनी थिंग्स एंड इट इज asking the universities to incorporate many changes in their curriculum. Say for example, स्वयं पोर्टल, आपको स्वयं पोर्टल के ऊपर आपको काम करना है. You have to start certain online courses, so on and so forth. So if you have not developed skills in that field, you would like to ignore that. That is considered as strategic myopia. So if you develop your skills at the organizational level as a group, you will take whatever changes are required in a positive way. Is there anyone on that side who can provide me any example or something like that, or is it relatable to you? जो मैं कह रही हूँ कि as a team, as a department, as a university, we have to see what are the requirements in the external environment. यहाँ पे खास तौर से आप कह सकते हैं कि corporates किस तरह के employees मांग रहे हैं, whether we are able to provide them that kind of employable employees, the students which we are developing, या higher education की क्या demand है. Can anyone relate or provide some example, certain experience? Is there someone? Atif, how do you look at this situation?
मैम CSR का
Yes,
एग्जाम्पल है, बट ये जो डिमांड वाला आपका क्वेश्चन है वो थोड़ा समझ नहीं आया.
ये डिमांड वाला, देखिए डिमांड इस सेंस में, देखिए हम किस में हैं, हम एजुकेशन के फील्ड में. तो फॉर अस और एवरीवन ऑफ अस, whatever directives are coming from the UGC, ठीक है, that we have to follow. अब ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम बहुत सारे चेंजेस आए हैं उसमें, और हायर एजुकेशन जो है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन, दैट इज आल्सो पुटिंग ए लॉट ऑफ डिमांड्स, लाइक कि आपको ऐसा करना है, आपको इस तरह करना है. शिक्षित भारत, विकसित भारत के कई सारे कंपोनेंट्स हैं. इन दैट कंपोनेंट, वन ऑफ द कंपोनेंट के यू हैव टू इंक्रीज द टोटल एनरोलमेंट रेशियो. आपको शायद ना पता हो तो, बट मैनी ऑफ द जो थोड़ा सीनियर उसमें होंगे उनको ये बात पता होगी कि हायर एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्री वांट्स द यूनिवर्सिटीज टू इंक्रीज द टोटल एनरोलमेंट रेशियो. ठीक है.
Yes ma'am, by 2030 it should be 50% and by 2047 it should be 65%.
So it is a demand from the external environment. ठीक है. इसके लिए what we have to do, we have to develop the skills. स्किल्स किस फॉर्म में हो सकती हैं कि स्टार्ट न्यू प्रोग्राम्स, स्टार्ट ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज. स्वयं का ऑप्शन या ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज का जो ऑप्शन मिनिस्ट्री प्रोवाइड्स, दैट इज रिलेटेड टू दिस. बट इफ वी आर नॉट कंफर्टेबल दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग, इफ वी हैव नॉट डेवलप्ड एज एन इंस्टीट्यूशन, अगर हमने स्वयं कोर्सेज डेवलप नहीं किए हैं, या हम ऑनलाइन like those technologies are not there, जिससे कि हम अच्छे से we can impart that training या online courses हम run कर सकें, so we will not be able to respond to that whatever the. तो तब हम क्या करेंगे, हम उसको avoid करने की कोशिश करेंगे. This is strategic myopia. Those institutions, those universities, those departments which are not able to develop the required skill try to skip that particular demand. तो मेरा डिमांड से ये मतलब.
थैंक यू मैम.
और मैं ये भी आई वांटेड टू नो कि क्या एज एन इंस्टीट्यूशन, या जैसे डॉक्टर आतिफ वुड बी एबल टू टेल कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस और प्रॉब्लम्स आर देयर व्हिच दे हैव टू डील विद.
Yes, ma'am. On a regular basis, we do face a lot of issues in terms of like the funding issues are there, which are perpetual in nature, especially at the centers. But still, we are trying to cope up with all of these with whatever resources we do have. So that is the thing, and we have proposed several courses also to be started in the self-financing mode.
Yeah, that is
And
there,
this
I
year,
understand.
yes, ma'am. This year we have, as the university has decided to start the self-financing MBA program. So out of the 9 seats that were allocated to us, we were able to fill around 5 of them. In
Yeah,
fact, all 9 got filled, but one student cancelled his admission, and 3 more have got upgraded. So that's why
yes.
still we were able to fill 5 of the seats, and we hope that some other additional would
So,
be taken by the
Dr.
university.
Atif, yes, you are able to get those 5 or 8 seats filled because you have developed a kind of skill. Okay, students want to come to your center, है ना? They from the instead
Yes,
of the Kishanganj they want to come to. So कुछ तो है ना? Your teachers, it is because of your teachers' skills. You are sitting at such a
yes,
far away place. It is very difficult to reach to your center, Murshidabad. So why are the
yes,
students
sir.
going there? Because of the efforts which the teachers put in. और अगर ये collective effort sustainable रहता है, you will be able to get a better like जो भी हो सकता है कि आप कल को मलापुरम से बेहतर आपको माना जाने लगे क्योंकि लोकेशनल डिसएडवांटेज यू आर हैविंग जो मुझे
Yes,
लगता
ma'am.
है
And this time
हाँ
around we were able to have around 5 selections in UGC net
यस
from our center.
कल ही
It is
परसों
again a
जो
very big
रिजल्ट आया है
achievement.
जो परसों
For
रिजल्ट आया
June 2024, 5 students from Murshidabad center have got
they
selected
have
in
got
management net.
good so we are working on giving you the PhD वो तो आपको पता ही है कि whatever is going on so
Yes, ma'am.
hopefully
We
you
have
get that also लेकिन एक चीज मैं कहूंगी यहाँ पे टू ऑल हु आर सिटिंग हियर कि अपने लाइक फंडिंग का जहाँ तक इशू होता है ना तो इसके लिए यू कैन गो फॉर प्रोजेक्ट्स ट्राई टू गेट द प्रोजेक्ट्स तो उसमें से सम पार्ट वुड बी स्पेंट ऑन रिसर्च रिलेटेड एक्टिविटीज या जो वट एवर यू आर गेटिंग द फंडिंग बट सम पार्ट वुड बी देयर फॉर द इंस्टीट्यूशन हमेशा 10% ऑफ द ओवरऑल फंडिंग इज देयर फॉर द इंस्टीट्यूशन तो आप लोग अगर प्रोजेक्ट्स लाने की कोशिश करते हैं यू वुड बी कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ठीक है एक इसके बाद और स्लाइड थी अच्छा वो इट इज नॉट देयर so now coming to the community development I would like to tell you from 2016-17 I started thinking about developing reviving the craft of Aligarh that is the applique craft ठीक है at one point of time 80s 90s में it was well developed लेकिन as the for last 15-20 years we have started seeing a lot of declining has taken place. तो I started working on that और फिर मैंने एक छोटा सा ग्रुप बनाया था on which we were asking the artisans. We went to the artisans, we formed a team and the artisans started working on that craft और हमने फिर उसको they used to sell it. So for 1 or 2 years it went on. And from that itself I got the idea to get a project on that जो आपको डॉक्टर आतिफ ने बताया I got the project of 1.3 many projects were there 1.32 crore rupees so I applied to the Ministry of Textile and I got many projects of this tune in 2019 when I started in 2020 just after the start of the projects COVID aa gaya tha and then it had to be stopped and then I have to again start that in October 2020 but whatever were the problems a lot of problems and constraints because of the COVID were there but I completed the project and then in the whole process what I did I developed or I imparted skills to 80 artisans in applique craft in Aligarh city. 40 artisans of metal craft in Aligarh city, and then for in different Rampur, Muradabad, and other districts also for different crafts I have imparted training. So ये जो this is what I mean by corporate social responsibility. This is when I say community development it is this kind of community development which I'm talking. When you yourself have reached at certain point, जहाँ पर के you know के now your time you can divide your time in such a manner to your individual activities in the classroom, for your research scholars, for your administrative activities, but still you have some time because of the experience you have gained, so you can go for the projects. This is what जो मेरा project था उससे, that I say corporate social responsibility, and it is the responsibility of the universities and institutions only that they can contribute or they should do something for the society. And this myself I see. Last next slide पर आइए Dr. Atif. Yes, so Development Commissioner Handicrafts से Ministry of Textile I got the project. Next slide. Different projects under handicrafts technical training program were there, and then training through established institutions were there, and in this we used to give training simultaneously. Per day payment was also be given to those artisans, and the master craft person, the teachers who were hired, they were also given the wages, salaries basically, and then distribution of equipments were also there. For every artisan it was there, and for our own department we have got 10% of the total overall funding which was spent on different activities. ठीक है, तो आप उससे उस रिसोर्सेज से आप अपना थोड़ा सा you can get certain laptops, you can get certain computers या कोई सॉफ्टवेयर buy कर सकते हैं, or you can do any other activity. This is the administrative expense. So in this way, if you try to get certain projects, you would be doing your corporate social responsibility or individual social responsibility, you can say that. Next slide. Dr. Atif, next slide.
Yes, ma'am, I'm changing the timeline.
Okay, that is the last slide basically. Okay, but that is something you can, as a teacher, you have to work upon your strengths. Strengths are in the form of hard and soft skills. आपको उनको develop करना है, and you have to do away with your weaknesses. Again, hard and soft skills की form में है. You have to do away with your weaknesses. Then you have to identify the opportunities which are available to you, grab those opportunities, and then use your strengths to fulfill those opportunities. So that is basically from my perspective, from my viewpoint, this is skill development, which have been like national education policy is focusing on skill development, and you can look skill development from this perspective also, which I presented today. Is there any question? So I end here. Hope to listen from you.
House is now open. So, take up.
Though we had many hiccups today, but I think I am able to convey my message.
Definitely, ma'am. It was a very good session, and half of MMT.
It is not basically audible. I think you are having some internet issue.
Not audible, ma'am.
Yes. So I hope all of you were able to connect to what I said. And now, Dr. Atif, I would like to leave the meeting. I think if does anyone want to say anything?
So much, ma'am. Actually, it rained very heavily here, and
Okay.
because of that,
we faced a lot of internet connectivity issue.
नहीं कोई बात नहीं, it happens. Basically, this is the drawback of the online,
Online
like
platforms,
whenever
yes,
we are
ma'am.
having online meetings or online lectures. So this is the drawback of that. And face-to-face interaction is always, I consider, better, because we are able to understand. सिर्फ जो हम कह रहे हैं वही नहीं, how do you appear, आपके facial expressions क्या हैं. So all these things make contribution towards your communication.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
चलिए ठीक है.
On behalf
Okay.
of AMU Center Murshidabad, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.